Well, it's finally happening. Obama put on notice. Trump's going to get the last laugh. And you know how that's going to happen? His days are numbered. His legacy soon may come to an end. Not many people understanding the full impact of what just happened, but we're going to report on it. Many stories, actually 2 videos going up today for you. One we're going to do right here on Lisa's channel. The second we're going to do on my channel. Hope you'll tune into both because some major stories happening. Some unfortunate headlines we have to cover, and then 2 major maneuvers. First, the Barack Obama story. Second, there is a shift in the world order, but the person leading it isn't who you expected. And it's the stories we'll bring you in just a few seconds. Our thoughts and prayers here at Restricted Republic go out to the families. And you saw the headlines, at least 2 students dead, 9 wounded. That number continues to grow from what I'm seeing. After mass shooting at Brown University, we will bring you updates to this story as they become available. The video is out of the suspected gunman at time of this recording. One of the tragedies yesterday, the second, at least 10 dead after mass shooting during the Hanukkah event at Australia's Bondi Beach. A number of tragedies yesterday. Again, our thoughts and prayers not only with those families, but with the Iowa National Guard soldiers identified as the victims in that deadly ISIS attack, even though everyone couldn't seem to get the headlines correct. This on HuffPost. Trump pledges retaliation after 3 Americans are killed in Syria attack that the U.S. blames on is not ISIS. No, HuffPost, we didn't miss it, and I'll always bring it to you. Israel announces it killed one of the architects of the October 7th attacks on a different headline yesterday. Many breaking stories, a ton of news to cover. That was the attack as it unfolded, but not our primary story. Raed Sayed was the man eliminated. We also found out yesterday, Mark Kelly, Navy submits report on Kelly's potential punishment over illegal orders video. The U.S. Navy submitted its report on the potential punishment for Senator Mark Kelly over a recent video where he and other Democrat lawmakers told U.S. service members to disobey illegal orders. Everybody's familiar with it. The report, which was ordered by the War Department and referred to the Navy, was sent to the Pentagon's Office of General Counsel, where they are providing a legal review and input. Mark Kelly's office responding. It defies belief that with all of the threats facing our country, Pete Hegseth initiated this ridiculous process to try to intimidate Senator Kelly for saying something Pete Hegseth himself has said repeatedly. No, what was ridiculous was that video was ever produced. Before we roll forward in this story, do me a huge favor. Make sure, so we can help beat the algorithm on Lisa's channel, your bell is always checked to all so you're alerted to upcoming broadcasts. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're new here, welcome home. Lisa will also put a link to our other channel, which is mine. We'd love you to subscribe there. What also matters is this very important sponsor to this video.
Now, browsing the internet without a VPN is like shouting your password in a crowded room. The VPN that I trust is private internet access because it literally hides your IP address and encrypts your internet connection, keeping hackers and snoopers out of your business. But here's the cool part. In Canada, Google and Facebook block Canadians from accessing news sites, while a VPN can help you stay informed by accessing content outside of your region. Here's what I mean. When I'm in Canada, I can watch news that was blocked simply by connecting to a different server. Here in the US, with PIA, just connect a server to your home country and you'll see the content you're used to wherever you are. With servers in 91 countries and all 50 states here in the US, PIA helps you access content from anywhere on unlimited devices. And the best part, you can get up to 83% off with 4 extra months free and just $2.03 a month. Try it risk-free right now with a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. All you got to do is go to www.piavpn.com/Lisa Haven below to protect your data and unlock your digital world. If you want more information, click the link in the description box below.
Coming out of New York, we have a major update to cover on Zohran Mamdani and his transition team, who now has their own set of demands. Well, New York, you better hold on, because the Democrat Socialists of America have New York, you better hold on, because the Democrat Socialists of America have their own set of demands. And Mamdani better listen, because they're telling him, we put you in office, and there's a list that we'd like you to comply with. And even the Democrats shuddered when they heard it. So what are those set of demands? Before we get to our main story, congratulations to all the New York City Democrat Socialist of America leaders who have joined the Zohran Mamdani mayoral transition team. Our members have a socialist vision and dedication to build out their sectors. We are excited for a renewed vision of our city services from their committees. How many members? Well, you see the list there. If you'd like it enlarged, I'd be happy to enlarge it for you. Just so you know, all the members you now have to contend with on that transition team, they hold a lot of posts, don't they? And they'll be dictating the strategy of New York moving forward. Zohran Mamdani's Democrat Socialist Party just published its concerns that he won't be able to deliver all those promised freebies, and that the DSA will suffer from the backlash. DSA admits those promises were made when they thought it was unlikely he would become mayor. So they put a link and a set of demands, because so many of Zohran's signature proposals, chose what the campaign was polling at least less than 1%, are in the hands of the governor and state assembly. There is a significant risk that he will be castigated as a failed mayor by a disorganized base if he is unable to carry them out. So we'd like to remind you of exactly what those demands are. That's what the DSA said to Zohran. So bad was it? Fox News said, insanely stupid. Zohran Mamdani faces backlash after a leaked list of Democrat Socialists of America demands described by critics as weird, scary, and insanely stupid. Calls for New York City to cut nearly all ties with Israel. Here's Fox News.
Agenda, anti-America agenda, then we are going to primary you. You are not going to keep your job. And she said, we don't care if you believe in what we say or not. She's using fear as the tactic. And this is always what communists do. It's always coercion. It's all sweet as pie until they get power, and then it's coercion to entrench their power.
Yeah, interesting. She said, I don't...
Interesting would be an understatement. But New York been in headlines quite a bit lately, haven't you? Secretary Duffy comes out and announces that 53% of New York's non-domiciled CDLs were issued unlawfully. So he puts out his own set of demands now. I'm going to give New York 30 days to come into compliance. If New York refuses to come into compliance, we are going to pull tens of millions of dollars. You remember I covered it for you. Illegal migrant trucker with no name given on his New York driver's license. Unfortunately, it took a tragedy for America to wake up to what was going on the very streets, expressways, highways, byways of America. And that is a tragedy in itself. But again, New York takes center focus, doesn't it? Well, the Clintons take center focus because James Comer's now come out. It's been more than 4 months since Bill and Hillary Clinton were subpoenaed to sit down for depositions related to our investigation into Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell's horrific crimes. Throughout that time, the former president and former Secretary of State have delayed, obstructed, and largely ignored the committee staff efforts to schedule their testimony. If the Clintons fail to appear for the deposition next week or schedule a date for early January, the Oversight Committee will begin contempt of Congress proceedings to hold them accountable. Do you actually believe that's ever going to happen? But staying on that Epstein information, did you hear this?
Another shows Trump with 6 women wearing leis. The women's faces were redacted by the committee, but you see Trump there. There's a photo of Trump with another woman whose face is blacked out on a plane. And then there was a photo that Epstein kept as well, a bowl of novelty condoms with a caricature of Trump's face on the wrapper. And the words, quote, can't believe I have to read this. I'm huge.
I can't believe you had to read it either, but I'm glad you had to read it. But let's go back, not to the I'm huge comment, but the redacted photos. Even a congresswoman coming out, and sorry coming out, disturbing new photos of Donald Trump that raise even more questions about knowledge of abuses at the Epstein estate. Stop protecting pedophile survivors deserve justice. So what happens when you take a picture like that and you redact the faces? You think these are people that need to be protected, right? Look at Orange Man bad again. Except that photo. There. You should all be ashamed of yourself. The faces of 5 Hawaiian Tropic models Donald Trump was seen posing with were redacted in a trove released by the House Oversight Committee. You see, that was a public photo, folks. It needed no redaction, but when you put redaction on top of it, it makes him look guilty, doesn't it? That's how it works. That's how they manipulate, and that's how things get put into the public persona as incorrect. So we just wanted to correct it. And now we want to go to the main story of something else that happened yesterday. Because this is a bigger story than most imagine. We're going to go through the details. And I'm not going to read you all the boring points, but I'm just going to go through our own voice of what all this means. The Republicans unveil Obamacare alternative as subsidy deadline looms. Much stories about this. Or Republicans offer their Obamacare alternative. Or when Hakeem Jeffries is asked about it.
Can I also follow up on something from in there? The Republicans are right now talking about holding a vote next week on their health care package, but also having an amendment vote on the Fitzpatrick bill. Would that be suitable for you?
Their health care package, as I understand it, is likely to be a disaster and actually not enhance the health care of the American people. It will take away from it. So it's not clear to me that even if it's amended to include whatever Fitzpatrick has proposed, that it will actually solve the problem of addressing the Republican health care crisis.
The Republican healthcare crisis. I'll leave him on screen there for a moment because we do have just a bit to discuss. The Republican healthcare crisis. I love how he states that. Because Republicans just dropped a brand new healthcare plan. Remember that. And no, this isn't a tweak to Obamacare. This is a direct ideological change to Barack Obama's signature legacy. So let me break down what Republicans are proposing. It's actually not as difficult as much are going to make it out to be. Why this plan that's proposed will absolutely infuriate Obama, because now he's officially been put on notice. Your legacy is about to be gone if they actually pass it. And how it goes directly against everything Obamacare was built on. So stay with me. We're going to try to keep this as simple as humanly possible, as black and white as we can. House Republicans unveil what they're calling the Obamacare alternative. The timing? Well, it's not accidental, as normally nothing is in D.C. Enhanced Obamacare subsidies are expiring soon, and Republicans are simply letting them die because they don't want the program. Here's what the GOP plan actually does. It expands association health plans. What does that mean? Meaning small businesses and self-employed workers can band together outside traditional Obamacare markets. It deregulates stop-loss insurance, makes it easier for small employers to self-insure. What a novel thought. Gets it out of the hands of the government. It expands healthcare reimbursement arrangements where employees fund individual coverage instead of running group plans, where employers fund, individual coverage instead of running group plans. It forces new transparency on pharmacy benefit managers. Who's not going to like that? Big Pharma. Requiring disclosure of rebates, spreads, and hidden pricing games, ultimately hoping to save dollars for you. And yes, it funds cost share reduction starting in 2027, but here's the key point. It does not extend enhanced premium subsidies. That's the fault line. That's where Democrats and Republicans divide, and that's why this is not Obamacare. Obamacare was built on one central idea. Government subsidies make insurance affordable. Without those subsidies, premiums skyrocket. That's what they want you to believe. Republicans reject that model. Their plans prioritize competition, which what was America was based on. The American business model, consumer choice, market pricing. instead of government assistance. They're betting markets can do the better job. What do you think? That's not a technical disagreement. That is a philosophical rejection of Obamacare itself. Hence why Hakeem Jeffries says it will absolutely not work. Would you expect anything less? And here's the part no one is saying out loud. The plan isn't meant to fix Obamacare at all. It's meant to demolish, replace, destroy the entire philosophy behind it. Barack Obama didn't just pass a law. He built a legacy on this. A system where government guarantees affordability. Let subsidies expire isn't neutral. It dismantles the core engine of the Affordability Care Act. Millions could see higher premiums. Some could lose coverage entirely. To Democrats, this isn't reform. It's rollback. And that terrifies them. And to Obama, it's an attack on everything his presidency stood for. Trump has officially now put him on notice. So what's the real world fallout of all this? Here's why this matters right now. Without extended subsidies, premiums could spike starting in January. Moderate Republicans are nervous. Of course they are, right? Democrats are already attacking. But Republicans are betting voters are tired of subsidy-dependent systems. They're arguing choice beats control, and transparency beats bureaucracy, and we're pretty much seeing that across the board. This isn't about healthcare alone. It's about who defines the future of American policy. Who do you want to define it? The government or the free market? So let's be clear. This is not compromise. This is Republicans drawing a line in the sand, one that Democrats never want drawn. They're saying government-subsidized healthcare is not the future. Markets are. If you want Obama's legacy preserved, this plan is a direct threat. If you want a clean break from Obamacare, well, this is the opening shot. So one way or another, the healthcare war is no longer theoretical. It's here. We're past the opening salvo now. So what say you? Obamacare or free market healthcare? I can't wait to see your opinion, because that's the battle that we're all about to see unfold in Washington, D.C. Just wanted to make sure you were prepared to know exactly what was going on. We love you all. I'm now going to kick on to video 2, because I covered this before. President Trump just warned Europe about civilization erasure. But does everybody know that there was actually a second plan that was posted by Defense One, which now everybody's claiming never existed? And it had some interesting points in there about the EU and Germany and Brussels and everywhere else, that now all of a sudden the U.S. government and the Trump administration saying, no, that never existed. Oh, we never put that out there. It's very interesting what it contained. I'm going to go through in great detail of what it did contain and why it is so relevant to what is happening right now. Because a lot of people like to talk about the NWO, something about a new world order. Except that may be real. Except the person leading it isn't who everybody was discussing. Because it very well now comes out to be President Trump. Just not the way you thought. And that's the story I'm going to bring you. And I'd love you to go over to my channel now, because we're about to have a very interesting discussion. I love you all. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justice Knight, signing out.